Hey guys, welcome back again. COVID-19. What the heck does it mean? Coronavirus. Coronavirus! As one lady would say.
Yeah.
I had to do my hair today. Nick, looks like you didn't get to do your hair today.
No, did
Hair's
not.
a little messed up. We have been quarantined for the last couple weeks, and we decided what a great time to knock out some content. So, Nick, how the heck are you, my friend?
Yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's definitely something new. I got quarantined officially 2 weeks ago, I think was the official. Yeah, 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks and a day was when we officially got quarantined out where I am in the Philadelphia area.
Wow.
Unofficially, we were kind of asked to not go out a week before that.
Sure.
So this is the beginning of week 4 for me. I've done 3 full weeks without leaving my house, except for twice. I went to the grocery store twice, and I went to the post office once. I did go to the post office. I had to mail some stuff out.
Well, you also sound like you're about to sell us some final expense over the phone. You sound super sweet with those headphones on, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Looks like you've been getting some practice in. How's
Yeah.
that been going?
It's been going. So yeah, I did because Philadelphia kind of blew up real fast with the coronavirus thing. And I sat kind of on my hands, twiddling my thumbs for the first couple of days, and got just I couldn't handle it. So I called some people that I know who do phone sales things. I reached out. I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of friends in the industry, which is really nice. Reached out to some people, got various scripts, got a bunch of tips and tricks and recommendations, and people like Joe Tritola were putting out free like training sessions on how to talk over the phone, and all sorts of stuff coming out. And that was all really good and helpful. And I kind of decided, screw it. I've got companies that'll let me do final expense over the phone, and I dove in. And it's a different world, man. I gotta say, hats off to everybody who is a full-time independent telephone sales agent. I know we just released the video that we recorded with Ramiz Hakim.
Go watch it, guys. It's a good video.
It was awesome. We recorded that a couple of months ago because I'm slow and I've been really, really, really busy this year. And so even though we recorded that back in January, we didn't get it posted until the end of March because I haven't been able to edit anything. So we finally decided to go out and get somebody who is not me to do some of those things.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, guys.
Thank you. So Ryan's is our producer unofficially, making sure things get uploaded and edited because I couldn't do it anymore. And
also really like the layout that he put in. If you go watch the Ramiz video, he did like a whole new intro, kind of like with some music and stuff, and like did a background. Yeah. I thought it looked really, really sweet.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. So we did that video, and then I kind of dove into doing phone sales. But that video was all kind of about like maybe phone sales isn't a great model for the independent agent. Maybe you should go work for a call center if you really want to do phone sales.
Right.
And that was sort of the theme of that video. And now there's all sorts of agents out there who are not wanting to go work in call centers, who are trying to do this on their own independently, like me.
Right.
Because who knows how long we're going to be stuck at home. I mean, my state just announced till the end of April, so it's another month minimum. And I'm doing okay now. Like my first week sucked. It was terrible. And then my second week sucked a lot less.
Okay.
And then so far this week, I'm at like $5,300 for the week, and it's the end of the day on a Tuesday. And so that's a little bit more like what I'm used to. And so, we're kind of getting by.
Well, I mean, I think when you first started in field sales, you weren't the Nick Frumpkin that you were today, that you are today, right? So like you had to go through that transitional period. So just like this, you're just learning it. We're all learning it,
Oh yeah.
especially the guys that have no clue. I mean, I'm telling most of my guys that are asking me questions, I'm like, is the blind leading the blind right now? I'm
Yeah.
getting information from all these other sources, and I'm telling you what they're telling me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to give it a shot. And guys, I haven't been able to get on the phone yet. I've just tried people getting set up to do telesales, making
Yeah.
sure their leads are ready. I mean, and I've got 150 leads in there ready to call. I hadn't been able to call.
Yeah. I mean, and it's an entirely different world. It's it's almost an entirely different skill set. Like
It is.
an analogy that I've heard used a little bit and that I've used myself is that it's like, you're going from being a pediatrician to being like a surgeon, and it's both doctors, right?
Right.
But like you
It's
you
like,
wouldn't be able to ask any random pediatrician to necessarily go perform open heart surgery. It's just a different thing.
yeah, it's like one of those movies like where the bad guy gets shot and they run into a vet's office
Right.
and he's like, operate surgery,
Right.
like pull this bullet out of me. He's like, dude, I
Yeah.
like work on dogs all day long. Like,
Right.
what are you talking about? And he's having to do it like while there's a gun to his head. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but if somehow miraculously the guy lives,
Right.
right? Which is the moral of the story, which is, guys, if you go try it, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Just give it a shot.
No, and it is doable. Like spectacular failure my first week. I sold I think two policies. I
Right.
spent my first week. I spent literally Monday through Friday, all 5 days a week. Got on the phones at 9. Got off the phones at 7. Gave myself no lunch break any of those days. I was eating while in between phone calls, and I sold two policies.
Wow.
Like that entire time. It was extraordinarily rough. And the next week it was better. I learned, I talked to people. I kept working on it. I started trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, why stuff wasn't working. The next week it got better and it keeps getting better. So, I mean, we can talk about some of the stuff that we as face-to-face agents are starting to learn, and being told if you want to.
Well, I also wanted to touch on, because one just came in. I know, man, you were talking about the lead that I'm trying to generate myself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is going to be super cool. I really want to run one out in your area when all this kind of blows over, because it's kind of going to be a hybrid, and I really want to see what you think about it just as a
Yeah.
field agent.
Yeah.
But one just came in, so it made me remind myself. And I remember I talked to you. I've kind of pushed you over the last 6 months, a year now, to start making your own dang Facebook leads.
Mm-hmm.
And you're realizing that to do phone sales, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, you have to have a lot of leads.
Yeah.
You've got to make a lot of dials. And so supplementing and learning how to generate your own leads is becoming more and more apparent, or
Mm-hmm.
getting not a cheap lead source by any means, but
No.
getting a lead source that is consistent, and what your closing ratios are going to be. Like, everybody knows the closing ratios, with most people, with their direct mail, like, your direct mail stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen a difference between direct mail versus Facebook leads?
Yes. And it's not that direct mail is bad. It's just that direct mail is expensive and you're not going to get enough of it. So the thing that I was told, I have, like I said, I'm not going to name any specific groups or anybody because I don't want to feel like we're pushing
Sure.
anybody in particular. But I have friends that work for several of these call center groups.
Mm-hmm.
And consistently across the board, what I am being told is that when you're in face-to-face sales, the number that you look for to close for your leads is you look to close 25 to 30% of your leads. Like that's pretty standard. If you can close
Yep.
25 to 30% of your leads, you're doing very well.
Yep.
The best in the business close 30, average closes closer to 25.
Yep.
But that's kind of where you're targeting.
Sure.
And the very first thing that I was told when I started calling people about this, and it has been repeated by more than one person since then, is that you want to throw that out the window with telesales. You're looking like the best in the business are closing 10% of their leads.
Yes.
And the average agent is closing closer to 5% of your leads. And if you're not closing at least 5% of your leads, you're probably doing something wrong. But like 5 to 7% is a more realistic expectation, especially
Mm-hmm.
for somebody who's never done phone sales before. So that means that if you're selling if you're only getting 20 direct mail leads a week, 5% of that is one sale, right?
Right. So
Um,
if you're paying $32 a lead, whatever it is, you multiply it's $600. I mean, you're
yeah,
barely breaking even at that
yeah.
point.
Now, if you have access to live transfer leads, if you've got access to kind of some of the stuff that like the North Star people were talking about on their last phone call, if you've got access to, when they were with us,
Yep.
those kind of where you've got operators pre-qualifying stuff. I mean, some of that changes that map. But if you're looking at just a regular, direct mail lead, that's what you're looking at. And the reality is this is the point when Facebook leads actually become a lot more viable, especially if you can run them yourself.
Yes.
Because if you can run your Facebook leads yourself, you can generate leads from between $6 to $10 a lead that are reasonably high intent, and that you're getting in every
Real
day,
time. Real
real
time.
time, and it makes a difference. Like if somebody submits a lead and you call them 2 minutes after the lead submits,
Yep.
it's a better lead than
And
calling them 3 weeks later.
And you know what the lead says because you made the
Because
lead.
you wrote the lead, right? You can tell them exactly what it says. You need to text them a picture of the image that they saw. You've got that picture. You own that picture.
Yep.
So one of the things that we're going to try and do in the next couple of weeks is we're going to try and get maybe somebody on the channel to try and talk about self-generation of Facebook leads.
What do you think about Justin?
I like Justin. Justin is.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah. Hey, Justin. Justin Thomas taught me a ton about running your own Facebook leads, as did, frankly, that guy over there. Yeah. Right. Off to your left, Matt.
Guess that way.
Yeah. So Matt also taught me a ton about running Facebook leads because he's been doing it also, and he doesn't tell people about this, but he's been running Facebook leads like for 5 years. Like,
basically, when I started at my first company, and it was like it just came out, I was paying. I had a 50% contract with a 50% advance, and they were making me pay $32, $35 for a direct mail lead. Yeah. And I was like, there's got to be something different. And so, like, with having no idea what I was doing, I realized I could run ads. And this was like 2015, 2016. So really 4 or 5 years now. Basically, when it came out is when I started figuring it out. And even then, when I had no clue what I was doing, I was pulling an $11 lead when everybody else was pulling 33. Yeah. And that's when I started to just write a ton of premium. And then they were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But I just didn't realize that it was that neat. Like, I didn't realize how big that was supposed to be. I just kind of did it just to supplement for myself and figure it out and lower my own lead costs. I didn't realize I could be a multimillionaire by now if I would have been a mogul.
If only you'd started a lead vending company,
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't. So everybody,
yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, I have been fortunate enough to make friends with a bunch of people, and I think Justin Thomas is a great person we can have on. I know we've talked to him about coming on in the past. The issue is now scheduling because I'm sure he's getting hit up left, right, and center. But I don't know, I think that this is for the next little bit, we're flying by the seat of our pants, but we're going to be trying to put out some content because Lord knows I've got the time. Yeah. And we've got an editor now. So, so somebody else to do the production work and the hard stuff. And we'll see kind of how it goes. I feel like where we are right now, we don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know how long this whole new world is going to be a factor. I've got people who are calling me already who are like, hey, it's been 3 weeks. I want to schedule an appointment with you for when this is all over because I need to have somebody come out and look at some stuff. Existing clients.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would love to, but I can't do that right now. Like, in May, or I don't know if it's going to be in May.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's not anything you can do over the phone.
They want to. They specifically are like, hey, come on out. I got this thing in the mail. I want to show it to you. So I'm like, well, you can text me a picture of it and I can look at it. But they're like, well, you sure you can't come out? I'm like, yeah, I'm really sure I shouldn't be
Do
coming
we
out.
live in the same state? You know how this works? You
Yeah,
guys,
like,
you're more susceptible to this than I am.
yeah, yeah. Well, this is the lady I'm specifically thinking of. She's on an oxygen tank. Like
Fearless.
yeah, right. So, um, yeah, Gerber had sent her something in the mail. She was like, I think I can add on to my policy. I'm like, you definitely can, but like, let's
It's
not
not
do
that
this in
way.
person. Um, so, which by the way, did you know that you can do a telephone application with Gerber? That they've
Yeah,
got
they
a
they
they've got
they,
a
they
call-in
just
center.
they sent something like
Yeah,
last week on it, like an update, an email update that you can do
yeah,
it.
that's crazy.
So yeah, I mean,
Companies are making
companies
adjustments.
companies are making an adjustment. Shout out to Trinity or Family Benefit.
Mm-hmm.
They made a big announcement that a couple places were actually able to do it before, um, and they announced it that because of all this, they were going to allow people to do telesales, and which is
It's
big. Which
huge.
that's great company, by the way. If you don't have them,
Yeah,
pick them up. They're a great company.
absolutely.
So that's yeah. There's a couple companies doing the exact same thing, trying to figure it out.
Your old company, Security National Life, has offered up telephone sales now. It's. I mean, companies are doing stuff. There's still a few that won't let you do any telesales, and that's unfortunate. But they're
That's
going
on
to
them.
start just not getting a lot of business because you don't
That's
have a choice.
that's on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that figured it out years ago, Royal Neighbors,
Yep. Have a great phone system.
Prosperity, Prosperity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Prosperity does not let me do phone sales in my state.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was really upset when I found that out. I was like, yeah, it's something to do with Pennsylvania laws and voice applications and stuff.
Well, this is the next thing I want to ask you. Do you have other licenses in other states?
I do. I don't use them, but I mean, there's no reason why I
So,
couldn't.
I'm sorry. I just want to help you out here, Nick.
Yeah.
Instead of just running your ad over just Pennsylvania, put it over to the other states because you can call in that area.
I know.
And it'll drive down your lead costs. But that's
Yeah, I
whatever.
know.
It's whatever.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know. But it's I do know. I'm just I'm still trying to figure out what I've got going on here before I start trying to scale.
That makes sense. I'm
Like,
all for it. I just want to help you out.
No, I appreciate that. And I mean, and the thing is, like, I am currently getting in enough leads to make my situation work. But at some point, I'm going to need to start scaling because things are sort of lean and mean right now. I mean, I don't have a lot of overhead costs anymore. I've pretty much just got my lead cost. We're not going out to eat.
Right.
We're not going to the movies or doing anything fun. We're just sort of
Mm-hmm.
sitting at home and I'm working and my family's kind of doing stuff. They started distance learning at my daughter's school today or yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. My wife has been out of not out of work, out of the school, so to speak. She's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're having to switch, and she does special education. So it's really, really wonky trying to do all that through like Google. It's really weird. This whole thing has got everybody upside down. It's also making us all realize that we're just super unprepared for a lot of things. And guys, like,
yeah,
I was unprepared for telesales.
right.
I kind of was like, I'll never do telesales, like whatever.
Right.
Here I am buying new headphones and like trying to learn this thing, figuring out a new CRM, trying all stuff. Like, guys, you got to be prepared for this kind of stuff. And like, if you've been doing this long enough, you're super blessed because you've got like renewals coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the same situation other people have been in. That's why it's awesome to be in this industry. Matter of fact, it's like April 1st tomorrow. I have I have a company that sends me a renewal check every 3 months, and in the mail, and I forget about it until it comes. And it's just like it's a nice, a 3-month renewal check. You don't get, normally you get them either once a day or once a month or whatever. This one comes once every 3 months, and it's like,
nice.
It helps.
Yeah.
So
no, and I mean, like I was looking at things and like I was realizing I can take off the entire month of April and my income won't skip a beat.
Yep.
Like because of the way between how I'm paid from various companies and renewals and everything, like literally from an income into my bank account perspective, I would not notice it if I didn't sell a single policy in the month of April. Yep. Things start to get dicey come May if I do that. But like I've got savings, but like the income is going to slow down dramatically. But but I am fortunate. I'm
good money.
I make enough. I make as much in renewals at this point as I did when I was working full time on
Got it.
um, which is nice.
Sure.
And so it's good. It's a good business to have been in for a long time. It's nice to have built up the renewals. It's nice to have that to fall back on. I don't have to be as scared as a lot of people, but I know there's a lot of new agents out there that are starting to pick up pizza delivery jobs and stuff. And so,
Yeah, my younger brother, hopefully he watches this one day, but he just got started.
yeah,
Like and he's done really well in 3 weeks. He's written over $11,000 or $12,000 in annualized
nice.
premium, and as a brand new guy, that's
That's
awesome.
huge.
It's big. And then I'm like, hey, you got to do telesales, and he's like, excuse me, and he got his tail whooped.
Yeah.
And he was like, Matt, I cannot do this anymore. I can't. And I'm like, well, it sucks because you got it to. Like, it's either you go back to the pawn shop, but you're not going to make any money, or you're going to have to figure this thing out.
Right.
Because I don't want you endangering your family, and I don't want you endangering a bunch of other families by going out there. And it's just an odd time to transition. I talked to another guy that's out in Texas that I was just thinking about. I was like, dude, how is this transition going for you? And it's like, I'm back working again. Bump the insurance stuff for now. Like, what am I supposed to do? So
right. Yeah, it's a rough, scary time. So, I don't know. I don't know what we can do for people, but if anybody wants to shoot us an email or something like that, we are happy to help people out, with putting you in touch with resources and contacts and, whatever we can do, because we know that this is a rough time for everybody.
Yeah, guys, we're kind of doing this just to say hello. It's an interesting time that we're in, and if our content, at least hearing some familiar voices and seeing some familiar faces, helps you, then that's awesome. It's really great to see you, Nick.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
good to
seen
see you
Nick,
too.
you know.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while because it's been so crazy.
It has been so crazy. It's just been nuts. And I remember reaching out to him like, hey, let's do something Friday. It was just kind of, we never got to do it. It is what it is. It's just an interesting time. But guys, reach out to us, theinsurancepanel@gmail.com. Leave a comment, subscribe, say hello. Let us know you're okay. Let us know what's going on with you so we can try to help you. Don't know really what we can do other than just tell you everything's going to be okay.
Point you in the direction of people who can be more help than we are.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
I don't feel like we should be given advice on telesales.
No.
No, right?
I will give you advice to not go to us on telesales.
Yeah. But but we can point you in the direction of people who maybe can give you better advice and maybe won't charge you an arm and a leg for that advice. I know there's a lot of people right now who have started putting together telesales boot camps and classes that cost like thousands of dollars to get into.
Honestly, guys, like if you're one of those people, there's no better time to build your stream of a following than right now by doing it for free.
Yeah. No.
I'm just giving y'all some serious advice. Like, instead of charging people right now, just give them a bunch of free content, help them out, build yourself following, and then later on ask for a little bit of money. I promise you, if you get people through this, they will love you forever. So I don't know. Whatever. What do I know? I just work here.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nick, like I said, man, it's been awesome to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I'm sure we'll do a couple more of these. You might see another one of us with just the exact same outfit because we're just pumping out content right now.
Right.
But
broadcasting from my guest room because it has a door and my office doesn't.
Well, I live in a little a very small house, so it's always going to be the kind of the same thing right here. So this is what y'all get. So anyways, guys, thanks again. Reach out to us if you need help. insurancepanel@gmail.com. Leave us a comment, like the video, subscribe. It helps so much. Thanks again, guys. Bye.
Bye.